What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Way of Fishing. Today I'm finally rigging up the Shoalie. So for those of you who are new to kayak fishing, if you care about my opinion, because that's all I do on this channel is I give you an opinion. I don't tell you how it has to be done. Hope you guys have noticed that. I just suggest, show you how I would. Go do your own thing or do what I do. It doesn't matter. You got to fish out of a kayak before you start sticking stuff on it, right? You need to know where you're going to position, where your hands are going to be, all that sort of stuff, right? So I'm a firm believer in fishing out of a boat, bare bones, before you start fooling with it. So I fished out of this boat quite a bit. So today, I don't know if y'all can see, I actually installed a Yak Attack anchor line, okay? The Shoalie has these pad eyes. Let me see if I can show y'all. So the Shoalie has pad eyes that run right below the top of the kayak. I don't think they're for the anchor line. I'm going to use them for something else, which is what I think they're intended for. But I wanted the anchor lower. So I'm not going to show y'all how I did this. There's a wonderful video put out by Yak Attack on how to install this video. As a matter of fact, I actually referenced it before I put mine on. I changed some of the hardware a little bit to what I prefer, but I looked at it just to make sure that I understood how they intended it to go on. But when you put this on, don't put it high. You got to think about like a fulcrum. If you're anchoring high, it's going to want to roll your boat. So I wanted it down below the chine. So when this is down, if this is out, I'm down here. I'm not pulling from up here, right? So no high center of gravity. This is loose right now. That's on by design. Yak Attack says this rope will shrink some. It'll pull up as it gets wet and dry. So I've left some extra rope here and I've got some slack in it on purpose. This is what I'm going to use for my drag line right here. So I've got an idea biting off what Reggie did, but I'm going to run the line for the drag through here, and then up, and I'll show y'all that too. On the Shoalie, see this? Where it goes out the back? I'm using that for the drag line. I think that's how they intended it. I'm not certain, but that's going to be my drag line. That line's going to come out, go through here, and then drop the chain off the back. When I make the drag line, I'll do a separate video on the drag line. But, oh, I got one other thing to show y'all. I also got this. This is a very good stakeout pole. This is made by Stick It. I'll link it below. I've wanted a good stakeout pole for a few years now. I've always made one. There's nothing I can make with all the stuff I make. There's nothing I can make that'll be as good a quality as this. Perfect weight, rigidity, the way the handle feels, the rope, just the design. You guys did a great job. So this is my stakeout pole, which is one of the reasons why I needed the anchored line, because I want to be able to stake out the kayak. I'm going to tell you guys, don't stake your kayak out through the scuppers. Most kayaks aren't built to have that type of energy in the scuppers, and you do risk cracking the kayak, so don't do that. Get an anchor line. I can either put the stakeout pole through this loop here, or I can clip to this loop, and then that allows me so I can pin the boat off the front, I can pin the boat off the back, I can pin the boat off the side. It gives me lots of versatility. This is 5.5 feet long. 5.5 feet. I'll stand it up next to me. Right? That's a really good height. And it's super rigid. Sand, mud. This will go in pretty good. Not certain where I'm going to keep this on the boat while I'm fishing. So I could do it here. However, this is typically where I put one of my fishing rods, right? So if I clip that there, it's certainly out of the way. It's in a good spot. But that's where I keep a fishing rod right now. So maybe I have to change how I'm doing fishing rods. Again, I told you guys, you got to fish out of the boat before you know where to put stuff. I need to get out on the water, fully kitted out with this, and figure out where is it going to sit as I fish, okay? But I'll link this below. I'll link the anchor trolley below. I still need to get some rod holders. I still need to get a black pack for the back of the boat. my crate it's just not cutting it. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the new Yak Attack Blackback. But now the last thing I have to do today is put decals on the boat. So I've got Gamakatsu in white, I've got Spro in white, I got Megabass in silver, I think it's silver, I've got some sandpaper, it's fine grit. You can use a little bit coarser, but you don't want to use like 40 grit. You want to be 200, you know, something fairly fine. This is wet sanding for paint, but it's what I grabbed, right? You just really want to scuff the surface up. You need alcohol to clean the surface, okay? Very important. And the most important of all is you need heat. Vinyl decals are designed to go on with heat. This plastic sheds adhesive and all the other things you're gonna put on it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe it with alcohol, I'm gonna scuff it, I'm gonna wipe it with alcohol again, I'm gonna heat the surface. I'm gonna apply the decal and then heat them both. Let them sit for a moment, and then I'm going to slowly peel the backing off. I did that on the Moken. 6.5 years ago, those decals haven't come off. Some of them gotten cut, some of them gotten ripped, but they're still on there. None of them peeled up. So I'm gonna figure out where to put these. I want the Megabass to be kind of prominent, and they're kind of big. So, all right, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. I got 2 decals on them. I'll let you see them. That's the silver Megabass. It's come up front, and I got the Gami logo. That's what it looks like straight on. Not bad. Now, a little trick. You see everything is straight, but right here in the bottom, not showing up on the GoPro, there was a bubble here and here. So what I did is I took a razor blade and I just kind of sliced it and then flattened it back out. It does okay, but I don't know where the little bubble came from. So, nice. All right, so this M needs to start right here. Okay. I'm gonna do this without the sandpaper. I don't know on this boat if I need the sandpaper. Seems to be doing okay with just alcohol prep and heat. So that's what we're gonna do. Just gonna prep this whole side with alcohol, and I'm just as regular alcohol from the drugstore on a paper towel. Now what I do, I heat this up significantly. Like when I take the gun away and touch this, it's hot. You wanna heat up the vinyl so that it forms to the surface. I have the gun on high, but I'm not holding it in one spot like this, right? I'm moving it. Different patterns. Get it warm, but you gotta keep it moving. You can't hold it in one spot because you'll melt. Y'all saw me wipe it with alcohol one more time. It's because I touched the surface to check the temperature, and I don't want my oils off my hand on the plastic. No issues. Don't touch the vinyl lettering. Oops, I almost made a mistake there. Don't touch your lettering. And I want to peel it while it's warm. I don't want to let this sit here, right? So I'm gonna grab that corner. I peel at a sharp angle, and sometimes I mess up, but if I get that R off, I'm pretty much good. Bang. Megabass, baby. Funny thing is, I can only afford to own one Megabass rod, but since I own it, I got the decals, right? It qualifies. I got Megabass baits, so I guess it all qualifies, right? So I decided I'm gonna put the Spro back here. It's regular alcohol. So I think I'm gonna order Way of Fishing YouTube decals for the front of the kayak, so the whole world knows they can go watch me on YouTube. I gotta take a break from the boat and gotta go work on the car. because I've been working on the car. I want to finish that before it gets dark, but I want to show y'all. Ignore the scum line, but there's my Shoalie SF, my Spro decal, my Chrome Mega Bass decal. Oh, look, I can see myself. That's dope. My new anchor trolley, my Gamakatsu decals. Feels good to finally be doing something custom to the kayak. So next thing I'm going to do is the drag line. I've already got the stakeout pole, got the anchor trolley on, so we'll do a video on the drag line, and then I've got one other special video for you guys, and it's a video kind of like, you see the truck behind me? When I'm going, like, how do I pack the truck, right? So we fish inshore saltwater and freshwater, and one of the things that I still struggle with is switching gear up, right? I told Keith I can't just buy a black pack and stock it and say, all right, that's my black pack for kayak fishing, because that might be crappie or bass or river, smallmouth, or saltwater, redfish, speckled trout. So I'm trying to still figure out how to be efficient with packing tackle. As well, I also have the boat in there, and I end up moving tackle in between, back and forth. So we'll see, but I'll see y'all on the next video. I appreciate it. Bye.